Are we ready? Hello and welcome to our English garden. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. The weather is Tuesday morning this week. I normally edit on a Monday, but it's Tuesday. Yesterday, weather wasn't very nice. It's a glorious morning this morning, not a cloud in the sky. Absolutely amazing. Jockey's off already. Jockey, come here. So this week, what we thought we'd do is walk you through what's been going on in our garden. The weather, as I say, it's been rather erratic. We had some rain, it was windy again. It's been cold actually this year, it's been cold. Tulips are still out. But you know what? This young man is still absolutely awesome. And if he runs off, it might be because there's a magpie, a pigeon or a squirrel. So if he just vanishes, that's where he's gone, between probably clips. So, as I said last week, we have actually launched a Twitter and Facebook pages, so please get involved there. And it's been absolutely fabulous on Twitter, just seeing what people are doing. I'm getting some new ideas what to bring into this garden. I'm loving some of the photographs, what's going on out in the world. We've got followers in Canada, Australia, England, Italy, Greece, Iran. It's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. So please keep sharing those awesome photographs and clips. It's absolutely brilliant. So as well as Twitter and Facebook, we're also on Gab 2 now, which is great. Just helps widen our reach and just look at what everybody else is doing so we can learn. We're not experts, we want to learn as well and get some great ideas. But also, as you know, if you've watched some of our previous vlogs, the idea of this was, one, for us to track what we do as we grow our garden and see the children grow up, but also to inspire others to grow, which is happening. It's absolutely amazing. Please share with us what you started to grow. It'd be excellent to hear. And if you watch some previous vlogs from earlier in the year when we started this channel, you'll know that we have real minimum resource, which is why we've just launched a GoFundMe account and Patreon as well. So if you visit those websites, search Our English Garden, you should be able to see us. And if you want to help us inspire others around the world to grow, please donate. So as I said, what I'm going to do today is show you around each bit of the garden, just what's going on. It's been a dry start to the year. The last week it's been rain. And what happens when it rains? Things grow. This year it's not just weeds, we've got plants and shrubs too. So without any further ado, what I'm going to do is start over the raised beds and then work his way back through the garden. Come on, let's go and have a look. We have 3 raised beds at the moment. Got one full of water bottles. I'll show you one close in a moment. 2 and 3. And got some tubs over there. I'll explain now what's inside those. Okay, so the first one you can see, we've got carrots growing down here. Now we might need to separate some of those as they're going to damage each other as they grow. Potatoes are coming out absolutely fantastic. This one about a week or a week and a half ago just showed its arms. It's growing very quick. And I don't know what's going on with the other potatoes down here. It's full. We expect it to be all green and bushy by now, so I don't know what's happening with those ones. But I'm learning. We're learning. We have to understand what's going on there. And around here we've got some spring onions and some garlic. I'm happy with those. You don't have to grow potatoes in a raised bed, you can grow them in buckets. Some say it's actually better. But we've got a flower growing on this potato, which means when they're flowered, potatoes are cooked and ready to pick. As long as dogs don't eat them first. What you found, mister? Move on to the next raised bed. Really chuffed with these because a couple of weeks ago, if you watched the vlog, the polytunnel went flying and damaged some of our crop, and I want to make sure I get these right. Okay, so the first row here, cauliflower, and then we have purple onion and some spring onions. Then got our marigolds to keep pests away, the broccoli, let me know what you think. Spelt the same, I suppose. And then we've got some cosmos flower on the end. The reason the cosmos is in here is because our seed room was that cramped that we needed to free some room in the seed room to put some more seeds in. So Mrs. Ian brought Cosmos out here, and we're going to have to take those out very soon, over the next couple of weeks, redistribute in the garden, because we'll need the broccoli to have a bit more room. But they're looking really, really nice. And then third, the water bottle bed. Acts as a greenhouse, but also protection from dogs and from other wildlife such as squirrels, and we have like 7 or 8 different types of birds visiting the garden all the time. The lettuce are doing well. We've then got some other type of lettuce. We've got some spinach and basil, we've got the spring onions, and we've got some rocket, and then we've got some parsley. Parsley's not really doing much, so we need to think about what to do with the parsley. If anybody's had success with parsley, if you could put in the comments below, or just let us know on social media, that'd be absolutely brilliant. Always learning here. And if it's the first time you've visited this channel and watched this vlog, you will find part of the garden a bit of a mess. It is a project. We've been working on it for a couple of years, and I had a pond, it had full of trees, 8 foot by 6 foot brambles all the way around. So it's a working area, hence there's things lying around, but we're getting there. It's a project, as I said earlier. If we go over to the corner where I dug out a few weeks ago, we had a change of plan actually. We were going to put a greenhouse here. I think now we're going to rethink that. I'm not going to say what it's going to be yet, but we're going to put some concrete down there. And all will be revealed when we decide what we're going to put there. We think we're 99% certain what's going to be there, but I don't want to announce until it's 100%. So yes, it's a bit messy over this side of the garden, better than it used to be. We're just waiting for some dry days, so have a bit of a mini fire, and then I just need to push all this soil into the old pond to make it flat, and this will be a huge area. Still got thoughts in the air what to do with it. I'm going to work my way over here shortly, where I've uncovered the pathway a few weeks ago. And this area here we need to have a think about. We had the polytunnel here, it broke, it snapped, so we may take the legs off and just use the top bit if we can make it secure along there, and really tie it down so the wind doesn't take again. But we also need to think about our 5 or 6 compost bins. We don't want to be buying compost really again next year, so that one's already full actually. Absolutely stinks. It's working wonders. Super worms are in there, which is brilliant. And we cut down this tree last year. It was completely out of control. It was absolutely huge. That's a nice red tree growing there, but it went straight up by that pine tree, and it's growing back. I thought it was dead, but it's growing back really nicely. So as long as we keep that under control, it's going to look lovely. And if I pan round to our apple tree, that also had a haircut. That was out of control. I mean, this is just flowering beautifully, and they actually smell lovely. And the blossom, perfect. So we dug around there, that was full of grass. We've dug around, put some compost and horse manure in a few weeks ago. So hopefully this year those apples are going to be absolutely delicious. Let's follow the secret pathway that was uncovered a few weeks ago. If you've not watched that vlog, it was busy. We don't know where it goes. I can't find which way, but we'll keep it all the same. We'll either find it or add to it, because I think it's awesome. Bit of history for the house. Over here we've got our acacia tree. Again, previous vlogs I had problems pronouncing it, so I'm happy that I can do that now. This is looking lovely. We're not going to have much flowers in it this year, I don't think. I think the season's gone. We only planted it, a month ago. So as long as it beds in, the root system takes grip, that'll be excellent next year. And these shrubs across the back, they, when we moved in 2 years ago, were got to be 4 foot high. I chopped them down late last year. I'm unsure why it finishes here, but we decided to keep them. I want to make sure they probably go to the same height as the fence. I need to keep them under control. I don't want them sticking out. I want to put a path as you walk through there. I think I said that a couple of weeks ago or last week. I'm working on that now, but that will cover up the fence. It'll look nice. And what we plan to do is have some kind of cut off here to create a secret garden. If I walk this way, there's some more just over here, which I dug out from the raised bed area and planted, because we want to continue that. We want to continue that as we go through here, maybe have a gate and then continue across here, so it's separated. So that would be quite fun. So it's just keeping them under control. We have a pear tree. We've got our beans, got 2 types of beans in here, and these are absolutely loving this area. Anything on them yet? Nice. They're looking good. These ones are slowly behind. I don't know what's going on with these, maybe a bit too wet. Somebody can let us know. And then our peas. They were quite pale yesterday, they look a bit better today. Got a sunflower in the middle there. And that's an old gazebo leg. There's a funny story about a gazebo in a previous vlog if you get to watch it. Basically it broke, so we used bits around the garden. And our strawberries, we got a few weeks ago we had lots of plucked of strawberries. We had them in our sun seed room, and that room was just bursting. They needed to come out, so we placed them here, and they seem to be liking it. Just making sure that the dog doesn't eat the strawberries. He just like them. And we've got some plants that I've left here when I cleared this area, just to add to this area. I think it's quite nice. And then our cherry tree. We had an apple and cherry tree, got them a couple of weeks ago. That's looking mighty fine, growing nicely. Some lovely flowers on them. And then this section here, I just need to continue across to the old tree stump and the buddleia, because I'd like to put a path down the back. And actually this whole area, I've got the sofa there, this whole area I want to dig out. Not sure what we're going to do with it. This year we'll use it to grow fruit or vegetables. Next year, who knows, if we've got that back area for fruit and vegetables, we could have like a wild garden here. But this area here is where we get the last day's sun, so we need to make sure we get a table and chairs for our summer meals. What you found, mister? You playing in the children's garden again? So, some old tulips. There's no bulbs. The children just planted them back in, hoping for the best. And Kim, who lives locally, we swapped with her some chilli plant for this buddleia. Really liking where it is. I'm happy with that. Thank you so much. Now if I pan round, it's the old crazy paving. I'm going to pan round, just going to see where I've been. Jockey's in the strawberries, look. He's a naughty boy. That was a loud aeroplane. And I panned up and thought how beautiful the colours are on the tree. And this tree's quite interesting. I must find out the name. This is the one the children climb on. It gets different colours during the year, from pink, white, yellow, red, and then autumn brown. I'll get that for you next week. Absolutely amazing tree, and the kids will think that because they love to climb it. So this area here, this was completely out of control 6 months ago, and what we've done over the time is just stripped it back, removed all the carpet underneath, because we want it to be a flower garden. It doesn't get a lot of sun, so you've got to be clever with what you put in there, and we're learning that. I put some lavender plugs in here about 4 weeks ago because I envisaged fantastic lavender, the purples, maybe have a purple bench, make it a purple area. The plugs just didn't want to grow, so we've actually taken them out and we've placed them in pots and put them in the seed room to help them along a little bit. So that's empty at the moment, but there was somebody who took up some geraniums and irises from their garden, dropped us a text, so we picked those up about 6 weeks ago, placed them in here, and these are really taken in now. The iris here, not sure what that is, some type of clove, don't think it's Welsh onion, that one. Let me know below. I'm not an expert in flower names. Sometimes I make them up myself. What I do know is that's garlic mustard. Never heard of it. Love the flower, and apparently it's edible. I've not tried it yet. What do you eat it with? I don't know. And then sweet peas just taken up here, bit slow. I'm going to show you the part of the garden where they're really enjoying. Bluebells look absolutely amazing in there. There's quite a lot of bluebells in this garden and lots of tree stumps, so this must have been 100 years ago, probably a jockey. Off the daisies, come on. Must have been some kind of woodland, because bluebells are absolutely everywhere. That one there is a Himalayan honeysuckle, which we took up quite a lot actually. There's another one over here, look. They were, pan back around there, amongst all of this here, we had Fuchsia and the Himalayan honeysuckle, of basically hoping that they take through this part of the garden where it gets shade quite a lot. Also moved the fern, which was grown in between our two sheds. There's one here and there's one further down. That's absolutely amazing, that one. Right, now you'll find, as a pan around the garden, there's lots of daisies. And there's a tourist attraction which dug up like hundreds of these daisies. They've got the pinks and the white ones, and also some tulips, and they're just posted to say come and help yourself. And you'll see as you go through our garden, we've got quite a lot of those, and also we took about 60 tulip bulbs which we've put around a tree, so I'll show you those too. Work my way up here. These are coming to life a little bit now. The bricks, just a temporary feature. We're going to have the bricks that were in the blue bags over there down here to make it a nicer rockery. And this is my son's favourite plant. He calls it the dragon plant. Looking on the plant finder, it's an Italian Lords of Ladies plant. Never heard of it. Looks absolutely fantastic. Love it. And there's the other fern which I placed in there. So that's going to look absolutely amazing when that's all flowering. Especially if it finishes off with a nice purple lavender at the end. Can't wait for that. You can see my lawn's doing well with the kids on the swing. Just in case somebody's asking, father-in-law built the swing. Top job. Okay, so what we're going to do now is work our way along down this side of the garden towards the house. As I said earlier, it doesn't get that much sun. It probably gets 3 or 4 hours a day. We put up the big fence panels to give us a bit more privacy, which obviously restricted some of the sunlight. So we've had to be very, very particular in the plants we place in there. Obviously you want something that needs partial shade and not full sun. So come have a look. So we thought this was a weed, but it's not. Apparently it's some type of wild Columbine. You can get red ones, this one's purple. We're going to pull it out of the ground a few weeks ago, but I said no, just leave it, see what happens. I'm glad we've kept it because it's a lovely bell-shaped kind of flower on there. It's beautiful. So, fuchsias. I pulled this fuchsia out from the back of the garden where the strawberries were 2 years ago, and it's going to come back really well this year. I think it's next to a rhododendron. I've got quite a few planted around the garden actually. I'll show them in a second. Got some foxgloves growing naturally, and we purchased this lilac. It's not flowered yet. I'll show you the neighbours. It looks absolutely fantastic. But this is growing nicely, seems to be happy. And another neighbour, thank you Jean and David, gave us 2 Hibiscus. We've got one there which I've just placed in, and then one over there, and then on the other side of the garden we've got 2 Hibiscus, which they took cuttings from a while ago, and they're growing nicely. Got some chrysanthemums which the wife placed in. Another rhododendron there growing, so we've just left that. Be nice to get that to come through. Got hydrangea. We're having problems with the hydrangea. If you can comment below, it just doesn't want to grow and it obviously gets eaten. So 2 questions: how to prevent it getting eaten? We've been using bags. And how to get bigger? Does it need full sun? If you can let us know below, that'd be absolutely brilliant. And you can see just over there, there's a little leaf coming. Something I transferred again. It's the honeysuckle from the back of the garden. There's a tulip just finishing its season. That looks lovely. So we've got some more daisies, a spinia. We don't know if this is happy or not. It seems to be growing more leaves. I'm looking at here. Got one there and these ones there. I know flowering season's gone now, but we are watching it. That should be a nice big bushy shrub over the coming year. Again, some more daisies that we picked up next to the rock concert garden. And then the Acer, absolutely beautiful. So many different colours during the year. This was here when we bought the house. Big, bushy, absolutely lovely colours from it. A bit damp this morning, but it's lovely. Love an Acer. And what we've done underneath, we dug up some bluebells from the back garden. Obviously not too good now, but the bulbs are down, ready to grow next year. And I don't know what these are called at the front, but I like them, hence why I've put them in there. So yeah, that will look awesome next year. You can see underneath the Acer there's a rhododendron growing there. Not going to take it out yet. It's quite a big root. Might wait until later on in the year. I'm going to work my way up here, and you have to see this rhododendron. Pinks, whites, absolutely beautiful. Look at this. Absolutely gorgeous. They didn't do that last year. That's amazing. And there's a reason they didn't do that last year, because if you watch my previous vlogs, because of the size of the garden, how much work was needed to be done, weed control was placed down both sides, down the back, which prevented the weeds, but obviously it prevented some of the plants from stretching the muscles. We're getting full glory this year with that. Got some hanging baskets going up the side of the garden as well now. If we're going to carry on, we've got quite a few to do. So if we work our way down here, we've got some small plugs which are now growing quite nicely. Bought these a couple of years ago. Red bottle brush. That's doing nice. Want to see some flowers on that. It should look really nice. Another fuchsia, which we moved from the back of the garden. That's going to look awesome. There's Mahonia. That's growing nicely. I've got two, got that one and this one here. Not sure about that one. It's not looking as big and bushy as the first one, but these are we placed these in because these should have nice flowers during the winter months, so add a bit of colour. Some sorry state sweet peas. Something likes to eat those ones, I think, when I compare to the other ones. I'm going to keep them there, see if anything happens. I don't hold much hope over here in the damp and the shade. And then we've got a clematis from a couple of years ago. This is growing really well. You can see the buds on here. Really happy with that one. And this is growing really nice as well. I think this one has yellow flowers later on in the year. And then finally at the end we've got a rhododendron which we transferred from the other part of the garden, which is really taken to that spot. Oh, what's coming here? What colour? What is it? Who knows? Do you know? Let me know. You're a bit warm, mister. You're a bit warm. Always likes a cuddle. Don't you? Come on, let's go to the other side of the garden. Let's go. So, here's our fantastic magnolia tree. The petals are coming off now, the leaves are coming. Looks wonderful, doesn't it? Got the forget-me-nots and bluebells underneath, which look lovely. And we've got some pots there, azalea, nice and pink. And underneath, planted some geraniums a couple of weeks ago. They're not really growing as much as I wanted to. Some have got red leaves, some have been eaten. Fingers crossed, sunshine, bit of warmth, pump some energy into them. They're going to look fabulous underneath there. And then we've got this area here, which is near the blue shed. We've got some roses. We've got some cut-ins, we've got some full blown roses which are growing nicely. My son's plant, we didn't realise we were going to have pink flowers. Check that one out. looks absolutely amazing. Unfortunately, my daughter's tulip, that one's not even got a bulb like the garden down the bottom, bless her. So we need to put a nice plant into there. Work my way back through here, and I think we need a new shed. So this shed was here when we moved in, and over the last 2 weeks with the storms, the window pane's now gone, and it's collapsing. Dahlia, strawberries, tomato, a pepper, and just by the house we've got the gooseberry bush, which we've got gooseberries, people. Can you see those? They're disguised, aren't they? There we go. How exciting. The apple tree, we need to place that down into the soil. And then a wisteria tree we picked up. Don't know where to place it in the garden yet. And a grape, we've got those to place in the garden. They're looking cool. That's the back, the side, a little bit on the patio. I'm going to take you into the seed room at the end to see what's going to be coming next. What I'm going to do now is work my way down this part of the garden, just so you can see what we've done there. Come on. And I spoke about some tulips earlier that a local area was giving away, and I've dug them around the bottom of our willow tree, so next year they're going to flower absolutely lovely, hopefully. Okay, so this wild. However, there's some things growing which we don't know what they are. Firstly, we've got this, which squirrels, birds, kids, don't know. Smells like onion. It could be Welsh onion. I'm not sure, but really interesting. I think there's a flower and seeds in there, so we need to capture those to make sure we can grow them somewhere else in the garden. But that's a surprise. Got quite a few, as you can see, next to our little reclamation area. We've got some gates, we've got some posts which we can use, and our greenhouse, which we need to think about where we're going to place that. We haven't got one yet. We've just got the seed room, which is like a conservatory on the house. But over here, see down the back of the shed there, we've actually got a China rose growing there that goes into the shed. So we need to think about how we're going to get that out. And here's the hibiscus. The neighbour's got number 1. The hibiscus was just further down here. Just sitting in there. Nice, hey? It is looking absolutely awesome. We've picked up the forget-me-nots from the back of the garden, so there's like a purple carpet. Looks awesome. Got the daisies. I don't even know what that yellow flower is, but it's absolutely beautiful. And we've placed the daisies we picked up this week at a local tourist attraction, as I said earlier. Lavender's doing well, clematis doing nice, planted some sunflowers. We've got an evening sun sunflower and a Van Gogh for any sunflower fans. Our willow's doing quite nice, and look at this lilac next door. Smells amazing. Clematis, some more honeysuckle put down there, got some lavender, some geraniums, and then sweet peas start here. One's doing all right, one's grabbed hold of it, but I'll show you where the best sweet peas are in a second. Just pan down here. I don't know what these are called, but they get quite high with a white flower, probably go up about my height, about just over 2 meters. They're going to look awesome later on in the year, so we need to make sure they've got enough room to grow. And if you saw a previous vlog, we had some red hot poker, very small ones. 1, 2, and there's one just through there. You can't really see it. It's starting to grow, starting to take. So looking forward to those. One of my favourite plants, along with dahlias. Sweet peas. Check this out. Somebody put on social media this week that they've just got their first flower. We're not far behind you. Well done. So all down this wall, the sweet peas are growing really nice. I said wall. Behind the fence is a wall. That's why I'm thinking they're doing well here, as opposed to anywhere else in the garden because the heat from the wall. Unsure, but that's my kind of guess. And bottle brush over here is doing well. Got some more branches coming there. Fig tree got damaged by the frost, unfortunately, but just coming back to life now. Honeysuckle's getting bushier, which is nice. I don't know the name of this plant, I'm so sorry. We bought it recently, but it's a lovely plant. And the clematis there on the trellis is doing well. Next to the olive tree. And then we've got some plants growing here, put some bulbs in. Can't remember what they were, unfortunately, I'll find out later. Update on next week's vlog. They're growing down there, which will look really nice. And then at the end is my Dahlia patch. I was a bit too eager with my dahlias to bring them out. I brought them out beginning of May, and the frost got them. You can see, if I move my shadow, you can see the frost got them there, but we've got some other ones. We've got another one we purchased and we left some inside, so we'll bring them out. I want this area full of dahlias, my favourite flower. And then we're back to the working area. There's the old polytunnel. As you can see, it's completely snapped off. It's meant to be an arch. Not good. So there we go. That's the main tour of the garden. What's left to do now is the seed room. So it's where it all starts. Come and have a look. Hello, mister. So we're in the seed room. It's got to be about 30 degrees in here. It's nice and warm first thing in the morning. See the strawberries that we need to take outside. I'm probably doing the bed at the back next to the strawberries you saw earlier with the straw. Aloe, it used to be that big. I mean, it's amazing now. Got lots of offcuts we've done from it. We've got a small tree. This one's a small cherry tree. We've got an apple one outside the door. Just growing here. Got some chili and some lavender. One of the lavender plugs. A dahlia, my favourite. Grown nicely. And as we come over here, we've got some pumpkins. We've got some more sweet pepper, and that looks like a rhododendron. Maybe a cut in. Some more seeds of sweet peppers to go down from the shop. Got some tomatoes, and a lemon chilli is just up the top there. And on the shelves, got some tomatoes. Got some tomatoes here. Got some dwarf French beans, some aubergines are on the left here. Butternut squash, then some safflower. It's the same family as the saffron. Some more chili and tomato over there. More tomatoes. We've also got cucumbers, lots of cucumbers. Some lavender in here as well. Lots going on. Exciting. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6 magpies. Is that a lottery win, or? I have to try and remember the song. So what I remember as a child, which was a long time ago, 1 for sorrow, 1 for sorrow, 2 for joy, 3 for a girl, 4 for a boy, 5 for silver, 6 for gold. We just saw 6. Where's the gold? Where's the gold? Where's the gold? Such a lovely day. So we've got a lot going on out here. Some of the plants Mrs. Ian brings out every morning to get some sunshine and start to harden them up a little bit. So again, it's another tree. That one's the apple tree. Got a wheelbarrow here with some cosmos and calendia in there. Some chili in there, and some geraniums. Got irises in the Henry Hoovers. Got a fig tree growing quite nicely. Some more sweet peppers. The lavender plugs I talked about with some more geraniums growing. Got some pumpkins inside. Our makeshift greenhouse. Nigella flowering plant. It's like a purple plant. It's lovely. Aloe. Got something called a mock orange. We're just trying to harden that up a little bit to bring it out, but it's got a nice orange fragrance to that one apparently. We've got the grape I mentioned earlier in the wisteria, and loads of tomatoes at the top. So we really need to get a polytunnel or greenhouse sorted so we can start to install the frame so the tomatoes can grow up. And as you can see from the shed is going to collapse any moment, so we need to think about finances for a new shed really to store things in. And then carrots, we saw the carrots a while ago, we planted them in here. These are actually looking amazing. And then the lupins, wife's separated those and they are looking mighty fine. Oh, I love this time of year, especially when there's warmth. There we go, some bamboo just picked up as well. I'm going to be using these parts for something creative, I've heard. Let's see the robin in the distance. Gone. So there we go, lots going on in our English garden. Hope you enjoyed the seed room. Lots going on there all the time. Hats off to Mrs. Ian, who looks after the little babies all the time. Every morning, bringing some of the plants out, taking them back in of an evening, making sure they're not getting damaged by any storms that might be on the way, and Jockey eating everything that we put out. No, he's not, he's a good boy, aren't you, Jockey? So all that's left to do now is say thank you so much for watching. And I'm going to try and have a snooze now before the children come out. Uh-oh, they're here.